What's up, guys? So it's been a few weeks as usual. I'm on my way back from a really good Facebook Marketplace steal. So I picked up a Volant cold air intake for the 4.6 valve on this thing. I'll see if y'all guys can see it here. So I don't know if you can see that very well, but that's the box for the Volant cold air intake. It's brand new. Brand new. The guy had it. He never used it. He put it up. I saw it the other day, and I bought it. You know, that thing retails for about $450 brand new. I got it for $150. So, you know, pretty good steal. So I'll see if maybe I could throw it on today. If not, maybe tomorrow when I get home from work. But obviously, you guys know this thing has cams, right? I've noticed that after camming the truck, my throttle is a little bit laggy, especially when I got the AC on. Yeah, I really gotta give it like half throttle to take off. I got, you know, I can read it off over here off of my tuner. But I've noticed it's a little laggy, and considering the fact that it's cammed and that's the only really mod done to the engine right now, I feel like I would definitely need an air intake, a less restrictive air intake for this thing. Again, taking into account that the cams are obviously not factory, so they require a little more air, a little bit more fuel. We're tuned for 93, so that could play a factor into this thing. So my guess is that obviously cold air intakes are, you know, best ran with the tune. So I'm kind of like taking a gander here that in my scenario, I feel like I could honestly benefit quite a bit from just slapping it on, even though it's not, you know, tuned with the airbox. It is an email tune. It's not going to be as accurate as a dyno tune would be, right? But taking everything I just said into play, I feel like a cold air intake would definitely improve throttle response, hopefully, and maybe give it a little more pep, if you know what I mean. Like I said, you know, tune, cams, this, that, the third. If anything, worst case scenario, I'll throw the OEM one back on and just wait till I get my shorty headers to then slap it back on and then go get an actual dyno tune, you know, precisely for everything. With that being said, I will show you guys the parts here when I get home here in a few minutes, and maybe, just maybe, we'll slap it on today. If not, I mean, I still got to clean it off either way. It's all dusty, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Alright guys, so it's like 10 p.m. right now. Yeah, it's like 10:20 p.m. Everyone's getting ready to go to sleep for tomorrow. I'm out here still having fun. But we're gonna take off the OEM intake. It's just you know, your hose clamp here, hose clamp there. Take your MAF sensor out. This whole piece comes together. So with the coolant, it's just an overfill tank. I thought there was a hose nut here where I'd have to like basically let it drain out and refill it, but no. Basically, I just gotta dump this into the new one. So that'll be pretty straightforward. But I gotta reuse this cap, so I'm gonna take it apart real quick and get back to you. All right, quick little update. Big old ding dongs out of the way. So throttle body is pretty clean. I cleaned it like when I got it, so that big old ding dong's out the way. Airbox out the way. It's over here. Air filter was not too dirty. Could have probably used a new one, but you know, no need for that no more. So next I gotta take out these two bolts, this one and this one over here. This basically holds this whole unit together, the airbox and the overflow tank. And then you just gotta, if you're doing this to yours, you gotta wiggle this out. This little hose, use a little flathead or something to get some leverage on there, and just be very careful not to rip it or break this. And yeah, just wiggle it out. Alright, yeah, so we got this out. It's just those two bolts, and then this big old tube, this little flange here, kind of holds it into the fender liner. So you gotta wiggle, you gotta like push it in and then wiggle it out. As you can see right here, the little tube goes right here, and the flange just kind of holds it in. This is where air gets fed through, and then up into the airbox to the big ding dong, and then to your throttle body, and so on and so forth. But yeah, man, not to spill too much coolant, just a little drop. Yeah, we just gotta throw in the other one. Well, first I gotta wipe it down because it's kind of dusty. We gotta throw it in, pour that coolant into the new reservoir, and it should be good to go. A few other little things. Alright, so here it is. Here's the Volant cold air intake. These things retail for like $450 brand new. I got this one for $150. know if I mentioned it, but yeah, it's brand new, guys. The guy bought it, he never used it. This is the reservoir here. It's a little dusty, so I wiped it down. That'll just bolt straight to where it was bolted. The little hose goes right there. We poured our coolant from that one into here. And then the box actually came, the package comes with some stickers, vinyl stickers you can actually lay behind the logo to change the color of it. I might do blue, red, there's white as well. There's a random cat over there as well too. And he also threw in a empty water bottle and a beetle. There's some hardware, the hose that replaces this one right here. But yeah, so watch. So this one, the air will it's got two airways. It's got this one right here for the fender, and then this one for the I guess you could say the bottom. It'll pretty much enter, I think, through here. Let me see. Oh yeah, so it'll enter through the floor, right? And then it'll shoot up, and at the same time you got your normal air spot. I might take this off, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. So Volant does provide a little gasket for your MAF sensor to go between the tubing and the actual MAF sensor, so you just gotta throw that in there. I'm gonna reuse the same screws it came with, just cause. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward. This honestly shouldn't take you more than an hour if you're doing it by yourself. But you know what? I think I'm actually gonna have to use the ones they provided, because these aren't really threading in. So we figure that out. Yeah, that's a wrap. It's in. It took about an hour, a little more, because I had to fiddle with this thing over here. So where the reservoir mounts to, I guess the hardware it came with doesn't really tighten up. It doesn't reach the threads in here, so I had to use one of the grommets from the original airbox and just kind of mount it up here. So because this bolt, after some time, it won't thread in there anymore because it's just too long. Alright, so I just used the grommet here. The reservoir is a little bit loose, but it's nothing to worry about, you know. It's gonna sit there either way. The thing about this tank, it doesn't really come with a fill line, so I'm gonna I poured basically everything in there, except I'm gonna add a tiny bit more and make my own little mark right here somewhere. The cap doesn't really fit on there how it should. This opening's too big, so what I did, oops, you see that thing comes off. So what I did, I just wrapped some electrical tape around this thing, enough to where it would sit on there pretty snug, and just kind of pop this grommet, and like that. Other than that, yeah, everything works pretty well. Everything's solid, it's tight. MAF sensor's in with the gasket, hose clamps over there. This breather hose, sadly I can't use my OEM one because it's different here, right? But what I'll do, I'll just I might even just cut this one a little bit shorter and just put two hose clamps here, one here and then one over there on the valve cover, just for a little extra reassurance. But other than that, yeah, that's it. Next clip will probably be in the daylight, a little more of an overview. Alright, so it's been like 3 days I think since I put it on. I put it on, I think, Monday if I'm not wrong. And oh yeah, real quick, I also got this new grill. If you guys know anything about these, it's limited, right? Off of the, I think, the 2014 F150s, the limiteds, they came with the chrome insert. So the platinums came with the same style, but brush finish. I got this one for dirt cheap. I got it for $200. These things can sell anywhere like $300, $400, $600. I got it for a steal. On Facebook Marketplace, of course. You can see right there. Anyways, but the bezel was all nasty and scuffed and scraped. So what I did was I painted it, some AutoZone paint. It color matched pretty well. It took me like a week because I would do it after work. But I sanded it, I primed it, 3 coats of tuxedo black, 3 coats of clear, wet sand and buff. The wet sand, I mainly focused on like the bigger parts right here, this part. I didn't, the insides, I didn't care about because, I mean, you know, just know. Wet sanding, I got most of it. Try to stay away from the edges as much as possible so you can see a little bit of orange peel around the edges, but it's not noticeable. It's dirty. I don't think I've ever had this thing clean for a video. Anyways. But yeah, I just need the bottom piece to match it. That thing's like 90 bucks, so I'm gonna wait on it for, you know. I don't feel like spending 90 bucks on a little chunk of plastic to match that right now. So, but yeah. What do you guys think? Looks good or not? But then the badge, looks like this piece broke off. It was hanging off. I guess it broke off. But I got the badge from my OEM grill. I'm gonna just swap over. Pop the hood here real quick. Alright, so there it is. The Volant cold air intake. Sits in there pretty nice. I ended up taking the plastic piece, the little liner that covers this part, off because I think it would like sit too close to it and it wouldn't sit all the way down. But you know, more airflow. I mean, we got the scoop here and the one at the very bottom. If I want even more airflow, I could probably just like take this off. But anyways, yeah, there it is. Throttle response is back, big time. I don't have to hit the gas as much. I had a feeling that stock airbox was real restrictive for the aftermarket cams, so I definitely did notice a improvement in throttle response with this thing on. I can hit the gas now and it'll actually take off a little quicker. It won't lag as much. I do need to cut this hose because I feel like it's a little too long. I'm gonna put like a hose clamp on here and over there too. Same thing with this thing, you know, it sits in there. It's a little wobbly, but it doesn't bother me too much. I guess the whole kit, I guess it was missing this little rubber grommet that supposedly goes in between here to keep it, you know, sturdy. But I don't have it. I don't know if the guy threw it away or what happened to it. But other than that, I mean, it sits in there fine. I do need to fill it up a tiny bit more, but other than that, yeah, it sits in there pretty nice. It looks good too. I like it. I just need to clean out the engine bay too. I need to swap out these lines too because I kind of like half-assed this thing, catch can. So I cut off like half of the original one. This, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna get some new hoses and get quick connects that actually are the same as the ones that go into the. How should I put it? The same. These are. I'm gonna get some of these so that I can run new hoses all the way. So I won't have to have this thing or this thing just dangling there. Make it look way cleaner. MPGs is another thing that these things kind of help you out with. I don't really get on the highway too much because I mean the road to work, it's pretty much street. There is a little stretch of highway that I take right here that I've been taking this week. It's a small little stretch, like about a mile and a half or so. But I have noticed that the MPGs have gone up a little bit. So I mean, I feel like it's too soon to, you know, call it final. So supposedly intakes will have a different sound to them. I can't really tell right now because I guess just the exhaust sound overpowers the intake. But I can try to get some video here real quick. So I'm gonna mount you guys up here on the grill. I don't know if it'll hold, but it should work, I think. But yeah, I mean, I'm digging it. For $150, yeah, mega steal. Eventually, we are going to be doing short tube headers. I don't know when, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But we are going to end up doing short tube headers, and then high flow cats. And I would like maybe true duals with an H pipe, and then like out the side right here, like boom tube style. Out both sides here and over there. I don't know when that'll happen, but it'll happen soon. Or not soon, but it'll happen eventually. And then of course a retune, an actual dyno tune. Get this thing dialed in. I think right now I'm probably pushing, if I know for a fact, under 300. I'd say maybe like 280s range maybe. Close to 3, but around there, you know. Not full bolt on yet. I'm going to keep the stock manifold just because I want to keep my low end torque. Ford performance ones, they work, but from what I've seen, they're kind of like iffy, you know. It's like you can run it, but, you know, up to you. I don't know what I'm talking about. And back here we got our old big jumbo airbox. I'm gonna just keep that. But yeah, that about wraps it up for this video. Let me know what you guys think. What are your guys' thoughts? Any comments, concerns? compliments, whatever, let me know in the comments, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.